Hello there, Serpent once again. This is my Hitman 2, professional difficulty, suit only, silent assassin, no KOs walkthrough. This is the third mission, the three-headed serpent, and we are in Colombia. I had a really cool strategy for this one that was as ridiculously stupid as it was as entertaining to watch, and it involved me carrying this car battery through this level, throwing it over walls, throwing it in windows, doing all kinds of crazy car battery gymnastics, only to find out that you can only use it twice on 2 victims before it shorts out and it wouldn't let me pick it up. So unfortunately, I can't show that one, but what I can show is some strategies that you might not have thought of that are a little bit goofy, and are pretty fun. I enjoyed doing them. This first one, when you throw this over the wall, if you get seen throwing it, the guy in front on his mobile will give you problems. That's why I'm going to be a little tentative just then. And then when you jump over this wall, the guard in here is going to be looking at where the battery landed, so he's going to be a little bit inquisitive as well. When you throw the battery, you activate it. If you don't throw it, it isn't activated. So right now, if I were to shoot a water source, it would drip onto the battery and electrocute. If I just leave the battery cold and then shoot the water, it wouldn't do anything. And that was one of the problems I was having in a previous mission, because I couldn't get that strategy to work. The problem here is, you can't drop the battery from waist height, you have to throw it. And when you throw it, it causes a distraction. So right then, just leaving it here is not good enough. You have to throw it. So by throwing it, you activate the spark. Hopefully you don't get any attention there. And how this is going to work is, the target is currently coming into this meeting room with her assistant. Her assistant enters with her. When the assistant starts to leave, Andrea will move around the right-hand side of this room. We shoot that water bottle, it spills water onto the car battery, and she gets electrocuted and dies in an accident. Because this kill is an accident, we don't have to hide the body. Accident kills are one of the more natural forms of death in Hitman, as ridiculously convoluted as they can be. Traditionally, when I do this, I like to hide the bodies myself and never have them even known, but this is going to be a different run with some different things in it. This one in particular is pretty cavalier with some of the strategies, so I hope that you appreciate it. Additionally, if you've seen my master run, there are certain crossovers on some strategies, so if you've seen that one, you'll understand a couple of the baits I'm going to be using a little bit better. You'll also understand where they deviate, because I've made sure that I don't do anything on this one just the same as I did on the previous one. There was nothing really different on this level between professional and master in my strategies, because I managed to get them working both ways. But coming up now is a really nice shortcut you might not be aware of. It involves going out of your way, and as we do this, I'm going to pick up some coins from this bar's tip glass. That way I've got some distraction should I need it. You might have noticed I've started with some injections rather than with the standard default loadout. That is another one of the differences that I'm doing for this run. Traditionally, I like to start with default loadout because I feel like it's the way the game is intended to be played. It also makes it much more challenging. But in my opinion, I prefer the default loadout because I'm so used to it. But I brought an injection that causes vomiting, and I brought the fish. The fish is not part of any real strategy other than it's silly to beat people up with a fish. So if you shoot the rope that's attached to this log, it's going to now become a bridge that's going to enable us to get into the mansion on a really easy path. This path here can be all kinds of powerful if you know what you're doing. And it's not that difficult to navigate either. It can lead to a whole host of opportunities involving the hippo if you want to do that. There was a part of me that wanted to push Delgado into the hippo, because if you bring the meaty bone, you can get the hippo's attention, and then he'll kill him. And it's not difficult to do, but I was curious if I could do anything fun with this particular target, because Rico is an interesting one. I managed to do some pretty stupid paths that got some decent results, but none of them were kind of what I was hoping for. A lot of the more elaborate ones involve doing various things that take a little bit too long, so in the end, I'm going to beat him up with a fish. So, this is the preserve. If you get here on this timing, the guy in the pink shirt will always go and have a look at the hippo. That'll enable you to follow the hippo handler just up here. If you hook a left into this high grass, you can get the attention of the hippo guy with your presence, get him to investigate, and then run across the bridge. Or you can throw something. It's entirely up to you. This time I'm going to throw something just because it's sometimes more reliable. There you go. And then as you go this way, the one guard that's just in front of us on this path is about to turn around. So if you were doing this on Master, this is where you would have to wait, because this kind of crossing on Master can be dangerous. Right there, he might have got suspicious enough to follow me, and I need to wait just next to these hedges for this guy to turn to the left. He doesn't come that far, so just wait here. There's the turn. Now you're free to move forward. And we're going to reverse engineer the exit that I used on my Master run to get into the building. So if you climb up the step that I didn't really know about, and then if you come through here you can grab a baseball. And the only people to be aware of in this section are the salmon shirt guy, the maid, and the floozy that Rico's courting, because those are the only people that can even remotely see you when you're up here. Because of the timing I've got right now, I wasn't on the timing I was hoping for. I was hoping to get Rico upstairs so I could kill him quite quickly. But I noticed that there are times when the sync doesn't work as intended in this mission. So to give you a different strategy for the people that are struggling with this particular one, I'm going to show you how to distract him to get him to come in here and how to kill him without a distraction. So there's going to be a transition here of him moving. Wait till he settles, let him see you ever so slightly, and then as soon as the noise makes enough noise, stand on this side of the door. When he comes in, shut the door, and then do whatever you want with him. I smack him with the fish so I can use it as a thumbnail. I pick up the scissors, I'm going to twist his neck and stick him in a cupboard. The only thing you didn't see there, guys, is me sitting for about 2 minutes waiting for Rico to finish his rounds and come upstairs. As soon as he settles where he stands and does his speech, open the door and stand in the doorway and wait for him to see you, then back up and he'll come investigating. Now all we have to do is take out Jorge, which I'm going to do just after I throw the fish, because we've used the fish now. That's going to distract the one guy on the left. I'm going to come out here, I'm going to hook a right, and then we're just going to reverse our steps but go a different way now. Salmon guy can be troublesome here. Depending on where he is, depends on how quickly you want to wait. Because I wanted to be quite swift on this section, I just went for it and the timing rewarded me. Additionally here, the guy on the left in kind of the weird green shirt, greeny, drab, olivey shirt, he can sometimes be a problem depending on your timings and your synchronicities. Once you come down here, you might need to unlock that door depending on which side you come from, so if you bring the lockpick, that can be useful, especially if you do this guy first, but I'm not going to be doing this guy first, so it's not a problem. But I shoot the camera for the points, and then there's going to be another transition here, guys. What we're going to do is, I'm going to wait through the dialogue between Jorge and the guy, and then when he says it's going to be amazing and the other guy goes, oh, we're still going to need people, right? And then they both reset, and that's when I'm going to be turning on the distraction to get rid of the guy and jumping over and following Jorge for my injection moment. But once again, the weight of this conversation takes about a minute, and there's no point in you sitting watching me play the game because you're going to be doing the same when you play. So you'll see a transition coming up just about on this next moment once I settle next to the generator. So do you see him say, be amazing? Then the other guy goes, I see, but we'll still need people, right? And then if you look at the two of them just there, they're both going to face to the left after they finish speaking. And that's when, just after they finish, after they turn around, that's when I use the distraction. And depending on what Jorge wants to do now, he'll either just move out of the room really quickly, or he'll look on his iPad. There's a couple of different behaviours he can do here, but he was really quick on this one. I was kind of worried, but you'll notice it gives you plenty of time to do this. The injection is silent, so hit him with that and then jump back over here, or wait, depending on how close your distraction guy is. Because the synchronicity here was kind of off and he didn't take the long path, this guy gets really close to where I wanted to go. It's not a problem though, because it gives you enough time for him to face the other way for me to jump out of the window before I do to this guy what I'm going to do. He's going to go to the toilet just in front of us, just north of us. Do you see that shed? That's where he's going now. So if you run into the shrubs, you can wait for him to go into the toilet, and then I'm going to throw the scissors at him. And the moment this guy dies, his entourage are going to leave. So boom, scissors to the back of the head. That hides the body over the toilet in a very ungraceful position. And then his lackeys leave, leaving us to move towards the helicopter and get the hell out of Colombia. So one of the lackeys is going to set up just over here. You're going to see him now. He walks over here, and then he settles, and he faces a different direction. She patrols back and forth, and then there's one guy just past this person over there on the right. But once you get to the helipad, unless you're on Master, you can pretty much sprint to this without any problems. And there you go, guys, a slightly different version of that mission, but pretty interesting, right? There's so many ways to play this wonderful game. And it's a big pleasure of mine to bring them to the channel and to show you things you might not have thought of. So yeah, just ignore the challenge there. One of those challenges glitched on me, hence why it says it looks like I pushed a statue on that woman when I didn't. That was just something from something else. But thank you for watching, and you take care now.